Hi there and welcome back to 355 Code. Today we'll be doing another video tutorial for our Karel program. For those of you who are not familiar, a Karel program is basically a program that simplifies JavaScript and lets you learn it in a fun and visual way. And you can see that on the right here we have an interface which will display the things that we write in our code so we can really see our code working in a very visual way. And if you're not familiar with our program or you haven't downloaded it yet, then I recommend you check out some of our other videos which kind of explain those beginning steps. In this video I'm going to assume that you're familiar with some of Karel's basic commands and you're here just to learn some JavaScript and how to learn to do certain things with Karel. So today's lesson is going to be about arrays, and the thing that we're going to try to do today is basically draw a line of balls. So Karel can drop a ball, and this ball can be in different colors. So we're going to try and create a rainbow of different colored balls up here on the upper line, and the goal is of course to write the code in a concise as concise as possible. So if you want to try doing that yourself and you really want to challenge yourself, then you can pause the video now and jump right into that. If you want to continue with us, then now I'll be explaining how to do that. So first of all, let's try and do it in the hard-coded way. Okay, so basically we're going to use Karel.putBall, and we're going to want to put balls down in several colors. So we're going to put down a red ball, and then we're going to move Karel forward 1, and then we're going to put down a orange ball, and then we're going to move 1. And I'm just going to copy this code and paste it here several times. So let's say 2 more times, and this I'm just going to be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay, we'll use those 6 basic colors for now. And then we just click up here on the upper right once, and then here to run our code. So you can see that Karel put down a rainbow of balls. Okay, so yay, we completed the challenge, but we didn't write our code in the most concise way possible. So now I'm going to be giving you another hint by explaining what arrays are. So basically an array is a way of organizing data into one piece of memory or one variable. So for example, let's say let's call this my array, and this array can be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, which is numbers, or it could be equal to strings. Let's say dog, cat, rabbit. Okay, and then this array has each of these is an item, and each item has an index. So the first item is index 0, and the second is index 1, and the third is index 2. And if I say, for example, my array dot index of, and then I say dog, and then I run the code, sorry, I forgot to console that, so we're going to do console.log my array index of dog, because we want to see it here in the console. Then you'll see 0, because this dog is index 0, and if I put rabbit here, then you should see index of 2. Okay, so we can do a lot of different things with arrays, and now I'm going to give you another chance to take that information that you learned about arrays and combine it with some other knowledge that you might have for example, a for loop, and see how you can make this code more concise and more efficient. Because you can imagine that if we added more colors down here, our code would just get longer and longer and longer and longer, and we don't want that. We want efficient code and to write as little as possible. So if you want to try that yourself, you can pause the video again and give it a try. And now I'm going to be explaining how to do that. So let's start by using the form of array that you're probably familiar with. And that's going to be a for loop. Sorry, the type of loop that you're probably familiar with. And what we're going to do is we're going to say let I equals 0. And then, as long as I is smaller, then what we want is how many items there are in this array. Okay? So the way that we can get the amount of items in the array is by using a method of the array, which is called length. Okay? And this will basically tell us how long this array is. So this will be 3. Okay? And then we're going to do I++. Okay, so this should run as many times as the length of the array. And then, in order to tap into one of these items in the array, all we have to do is write my array and then the index. Okay, so for index 0, that would be equal to dog. 1 will be equal to cat. 2 will be equal to rabbit. Okay, so inside this for loop, what we're going to do is we're going to console.log, and we're going to console.log my array, and each time we will log the index that's equal to I. Okay, so it'll start off with 0, and then it'll be 1, and then it'll be 2. Okay, so let's try that out. Okay, and you can see here that we logged dog, cat, rabbit. So now I'm going to give you another chance to take what I just taught you and use it to make our code with the Karel.putBall, Karel.move more efficient so that we can print a rainbow using this method. So if you want to try that yourself, you can pause the video now. And I'm going to be explaining how to do that. So in order to do that, we are going to need a new array. Let's call it rainbow. Okay, and here, instead of dog, cat, rabbit, I'm going to put the different colors. So we're going to do red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay? So, and then here, instead of my array, we're also going to use rainbow. And instead of console.log my array let's console.log rainbow. Okay, just to show you that it's going to display us all the colors of the rainbow here: red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Okay, amazing. So now all we need to do is we need to take this code that we want to repeat and put it here instead of the console.log. But instead of red, what we're going to print is we're going to print rainbow I. Okay, so that'll start off as red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Okay, and then we can erase all this code. Okay, and let's just do some formatting. So I'm going to format this. I'm going to add in our semicolons just to make our code nice and pretty. And then I'm going to run it again. And you can see that Karel puts down a rainbow in the same way that he did before. Okay, and this is even simpler because instead of having to change this code over here, each time that we want to add a new color, I can just add one here. So let's say after that we want to add pink, gray, black. Okay, and let's say brown. And then I run the code again. So run, and we can see that we're putting down more colors. Okay, so that is how to use arrays and how to use a for loop to loop through arrays. Okay, there's another way that you can loop through an array. Okay, so I'm going to comment this out. Whoops. I'm going to comment this out, and I'm going to show you another way that you can loop through an array. So an array has a built-in method which loops through the array and does something for each item. Okay, and that's called for each. Okay, so you write here for each, and then inside of for each you need to write a function. So the parameter for the function is what you want to, what these items are, okay, or what you want to call each item. So I'm going to call them color, okay, because each of these is a color. And then we just need to copy our code from over here. And I'm going to refactor it. Sorry, I'm going to format it. And then here, instead of saying rainbow I, okay, so we don't have I anymore because this isn't a for loop. And here we just write color. Okay, so for each color in the array, do this. Okay, and I'm going to run the code again. And you can see that Karel prints out the rainbow again. Okay, so that is our brief tutorial about arrays and how to draw a line, a rainbow line in using Karel. I hope you found this informative and enjoyed the lesson. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.